environment here tonight, Coach B.
Yeah, absolutely. This is, I remember when we used to come over here for tennis sectionals back in the 70s into the 80s, and I always was amazed at this gym. I mean, it's a huge gym, lots and lots of seating, but a kind of a two-tiered look, but kind of the old, new type of gym back in the day. So, yeah, it's neat.
Mason City will move to our right, Decorah to our left here in the first half. The tap will be between Mackenzie Meyer and Sandra Zidlicki. So you got a two-guard and a post player jumping center. And the tap is controlled by Decorah. Taylor Skirring runs it down in the backcourt. She'll come out of the backcourt to the front court to our left. Passes on the far right wing to Quandal. Quandal in the right corner to Skirring. Bounce pass underneath to Sandra Zillicki. She couldn't handle the pass. It's taken left to the lane by Abby Hudson and kicks it back to Taylor Skirring. On the left side to Kayla Quandal. Quandal in the left corner to Skirring. Skirring driving left baseline. She lost control of the ball. It goes out of bounds and it'll be Mason City basketball.
Yep, Taylor had nowhere to go there on the baseline. Good defense.
So Mason City will have possession number one, and the Iowa recruit Mackenzie Meyer has the basketball on the left side. Goes top of the key. Now on the left side to Rachel Danielson. Danielson goes top of the key to Megan Meyer to the right corner. Now to Marcy Walters, top of the key, Mackenzie Meyer, left corner to Danielson. Danielson on the drive in the lane, put it up off the window, no good. Loose ball taken right of the lane by Danielson. Danielson on the right corner to Walters. Walters on the left side to Mackenzie Meyer, right side to Peterson. A three-pointer up and good. Olivia Peterson with the three to start the game, and it's a 3-0 lead for Mason City. And against the pressure, Abby Hudson had it knocked out of bounds by Mackenzie Meyer. Mason City will full court press, and it's something Decorah frankly hasn't handled very well most of the time this year. As Taylor Skirring tried to dribble between defenders, it's a loose ball, it's a tie-up, and Decorah will have, or Mason City rather, will have possession.
We got to do a much better job. We're throwing it right into that coffin corner down there for an instant double team. We have to do a better job of getting someone else open.
1:15 into the game, 3-0 the Mohawks with the lead. Danielson inbounds to Mackenzie Meyer, but it was played off the foot of Abby Hudson. So again, baseline left, front court to our left. The Mohawks will look to get it inbounds. Danielson holding and looking and gets a 5 count.
Yep. And that's good defense by Decorah. Nobody open. Darren, again, this full court press, they've got pretty much a 4-on-1 here.
The pass goes to half court where it's taken there by Sarah Zidlicki across the timeline to Taylor Skirring. Tried to get it to Sandra Zidlicki, and it's intercepted by Marcy Walters. Walters now to Megan Meyer driving down the lane, put up the shot, no good, and Abby Hudson fouled her. It's 3-0 Mason City. We are 1:22 into the game.
Well, it's going to be hard to score if we never take a shot, Darren. We got to do a much better job of taking care of the ball.
Sarah Zidlicki, or rather Abby Hudson, gets the foul, her first, and the team's first as well.
And boy, I tell you what, Mason City went right to the basket. They're not going to hold back.
Megan Meyer is a 76% free throw shooter. First free throw up and no good.
And this is the younger sister, is that correct?
Yep, just a freshman. Second free throw coming.
You'd assume she's going to be as good or if not better than her sister.
Second free throw up and good. It's a 4-0 lead for the Mohawks. Inbounds it comes to Skirring. Now to Hudson. Hudson on the push right side. Lob pass underneath. Sandra Zidlicki catches, shoots, and scores.
And that's how you break a press there. Get that ball moving up the court.
Mason City leading 4-2 on the first bucket of the game for Decorah. 6:22 to play first quarter. Meyer on the right side with it. Mackenzie on the dribble outside the arc. Goes right corner to Danielson. A three is up. It's no good. It bounces over the stanchion and goes out of bounds. And Decorah will have it. Inbounds it comes to Skirring. Double team in the backcourt. Ahead to Kayla Quandal near the timeline. Quandal dribbles up the right side of the floor and gets bumped into and fouled by Marcy Walters. Walters picks up her first, team's first.
That's got to make that Mason City coach grimace a little because she's 100 feet from anywhere. You don't want to foul out there.
Decorah with the ball in the front court to our left. Skirring with the basketball around a screen to the right side. Goes right corner to Abby Hudson. Abby holds and looks against the defense of Mackenzie Meyer. Goes to Sarah Zidlicki at the free throw line. Left side, Taylor Skirring. Taylor drives to the hoop and lays it up and in. Skirring makes it 4-4.
Excuse me, Darren, but we got a great mismatch there. She was up against a bigger girl, and they're just not quick enough.
Three-pointer top of the key, Mackenzie Meyer. No good. Rebound pulled down by Sarah Zidlicki. 5:37 to play. First quarter, we're tied at 4. Skirring now facing a half-court trap. Passes to Sarah Zidlicki underneath the Sandra Zidlicki. Put it up too strong. Rebound pulled down by Danielson for the Mohawks. Danielson up the right side of the floor. Right corner to Megan Meyer. A three is up. It dances out. Skirring the rebound for Decorah. 4-4 the score. 5:15 to play first quarter. Skirring lobs it across the timeline to Quandall. Quandall right corner to Abby Hudson. Hudson top of the key to Skirring. Skirring tried to get it underneath to Sandra Zidlicki. It's knocked away. It's taken by Sarah. Left of the lane on a 5-footer is no good. Rebound came down to Megan Meyer, and she carried it on the way out.
Well, that's not nice.
For Decorah, it might be.
Well, is she going to go home with it or what?
5:01 to play here in the first quarter. We are tied at 4. Sandra Zidlicki into Taylor Skirring, top of the key. Skirring backs out to a three-pointer right side, and it's a brick. Rebound pulled down by the Mohawks. Up the right side of the floor, Mackenzie Meyer. She went up and had it stripped and knocked away and taken away by Taylor Skirring. 2-on-2 break up into the front court. Lob past Sandra Zidlicki, right block, push up the shot. No good. Second time she went up and got fouled.
Well, she has her way out there right now. There's nobody even in the same zip code as her height. But she has to do a better job of finishing, Darren.
Marcy Wolters picks up personal number 2 for Mason City. 4-4 game, 4:42 to play here in the first quarter, and Sandra Zidlicki's first free throw is no good.
It looks to me like we're got a few little jitters in our bodies here tonight.
Understandable. 41% free throw shooter. Zidlicki on the season. Lizzie Hartman in for Decorah. Second free throw for Sandra, no good. Rebound, Mackenzie Meyer for the Mohawks. Meyer up the left side of the floor. Meyer stops left of the lane, drives in, kicks it on the right side to Megan Meyer. Megan Meyer goes top of the key, left of the circle to Danielson. Danielson back on the left wing to Olivia Peterson. Right of the key, Megan Meyer. Meyer on the drive, right of the lane, right corner to Bailey Baker. Top of the key, Mackenzie Meyer. Meyer had it knocked away and got fouled by Taylor Skirring. Skirring picks up her first, team's second. 4:20 left, first quarter, we're tied at 4.
Again, Taylor has to be very careful now.
Baseline left, looking to get it in bounds. It'll be Rachel Danielson. We're tied at 4. Front court to our right. Danielson holding and looking, and a foul is going to be called on Kayla Quandall holding Megan Meyer as she tried to get open. Quandall picks up her first, team's third.
I don't mind they call that, just if they're consistent.
Danielson will look to get it in, baseline left. Danielson gets a 3 count into the left corner, and Mackenzie Meyer goes top of the key to Megan Meyer. Meyer left of the circle, driving in, splitting defenders, and puts up the finger roll off at last and in.
Yeah, nobody did anything to stop her.
6-4 the score, and a reach-in foul called on Megan Meyer as she knocked the ball away from Taylor Skirring. Megan picks up her first, team's third.
Taylor almost did the cardinal sin of trying to dribble through defenders there, pass the ball against the press.
Hannah Factor in for Rachel Danielson for the Mohawks. It's Hudson, Skirring, Hartman, Sandra Zidlicki, and Quandall for Decorah. Skirring at three-quarter court, lob pass ahead, intercepted by Factor. Factor to Megan Meyer, and her pass intercepted by Taylor Skirring for Decorah. Skirring gets bumped into and fouled in the midcourt area by Mackenzie Meyer. Mackenzie picks up her first, team's fourth. So this has been unplayoff-like officiating to this point.
Absolutely, they're making calls, and again, justified calls.
Normally this time of year you don't see games called this tight, but tonight that's the way it's been through the first 4 minutes and 7 seconds. Hartman had it knocked away by Factor, taken away by Jacqueline Ryer. Ryer on the left side to Megan Meyer. Meyer right corner, Mackenzie Meyer. A three-pointer is up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Bailey Baker in the lane. Loose ball being fought for. It's a tie-up between Baker and Sandra Zidlicki, and Decorah will have the alternating possession. 6-4 Mason City. 3:37 to play here in the first quarter. No disrespect intended. If you want to see pretty basketball, this 4:23 of this game has left a lot to be desired. Scurrying ahead towards Hartman. She touches the pass but can't run it down, and it's another turnover on Decorah. That's their 6th. Vikings lucky to only be down 2 right now.
Absolutely. They're just not executing. Taylor's trying to throw the ball too far. There's another girl open underneath. Just throw it to her.
Up into the front court comes the Mohawks with Megan Meyer. Front court to our right to Mackenzie Meyer on the left wing, guarded by Kayla Quandall. Goes top of the key to Hannah Factor. Left side to Jacqueline Ryer. Top of the key to Megan Meyer. Left side to Mackenzie Meyer to the free throw line. Back to Megan between the circles. 3:13 left in the quarter. Left side to Ryer off a screen. Three-pointer up and good. Ryer with the first bench points for Decorah. It's a 9-4 lead for Mason City. 3 minutes left first quarter. Scurrying quickly ahead to Quandall. Quandall left to the lane to Hartman in the lane. An 8-footer is up. It is no good. Rebound tap to the side. Hudson tried to save it. Actually, she didn't, and it's going to go out of bounds, and Mason City's going to have it.
Well, we got to make these shots. That's just nonchalant shooting. We got to make these babies. They count big.
9-4 Mason City. 2:50 to play here in quarter number 1. Across the timeline, Megan Meyer. Meyer right of the lane. Right corner to Mackenzie Meyer. Pull-up jumper, 8-footer, no good. She got it back. She put it up and in. And Coach Bridget Storhoff will take a full timeout. 11-4 Mason City. 2:39 to play here in quarter number 1. This for Decorah Physical Therapy and Rehab. Welcome back to Mason City. It's the Mohawks 11, the Vikings 4. 2:39 left in the first quarter, and in the feeling out process, which has been this game's first 5 minutes, Decorah is seeing something they probably haven't seen since perhaps Cedar Falls, Cedar Rapids, Xavier early in the season.
Right, and that's exactly what you'd expect. And Taylor, I have to be real honest with you, needs to just settle down and play the game. She's just trying to do too much, and in doing that, she's not doing anything. And, there's a girl that against this press. There's a girl open underneath. We just had to get it to her, not try to throw over the top.
1-3-1 half-court trap as Scurrying gets it across the timeline to Quandall. Now to Scurrying. Scurrying underneath towards Hartman. Couldn't handle the pass, but it ends up in the hands of Sandra Zidlicki, and Sandra puts it up for 2.
And that's what Taylor has to do. She has to penetrate in there and dish off.
11-6 the score. Right corner with it is Hannah Factor. Lost it, got it back, goes right corner to Megan Meyer. Meyer tried to get it back. It's knocked away and taken away by Taylor Scurrying for Decorah.
Great defense, Darren. Great defense.
2:05 to play in the quarter as Scurrying dribbles it across the timeline. Double team, throws it to nobody in particular, and it's intercepted by Bailey Baker. Quickly ahead on the right side to Factor. Factor right corner to Ryer. Three-pointer up, flat off the rim. Loose ball on the court. It's taken in the lane by Bailey Baker, off to Mackenzie Meyer, and she'll lay it up for 2.
I don't understand. Nobody from Decorah. We had great box out there. Nobody grabbed the ball. They just kind of let it fall to the ground. The Mason City heads up.
13-6 Mason City. Scurrying with it across the timeline. Leaves it for Kayla Quandall on the left wing between the circles to Taylor Scurrying. Calling out a set play with the left hand. Facing 2 defenders. Scurrying dribbles through those 2 defenders. Stops right of the lane. Got away with the major walk. Goes right corner to Hudson. A three-pointer, no good. Rebound taken down by Factor. Quickly ahead to Mackenzie Meyer. Meyer left side. Megan Meyer to Mackenzie in the left corner. Mackenzie takes a dribble to Megan Meyer, left to the circle. A three-pointer is flat off the rim. Rebound pulled down by Bailey Baker, and she gets fouled by Sandra Zidlicki.
Well, we're not doing a very good job here. We're rattled. I mean, it's pretty obvious that we're all kind of rattled here. We're missing shots. We're not blocking out, boxing out on the rebounds. There's a lot of room for improvement, and luckily, Mason City has not just been red hot from the field.
13-7 the score so far. The Mohawks 5 of 12 overall, but the Vikings have also turned it over 7 times. The Mohawks have turned it over 4 times. Inbounds it comes on the right block. It's put up and in, but the basket will not count. Abby Hudson called for the foul on Bailey Baker. Abby, personal number 2, team foul number 5. 1:06 to play here in the first quarter. It is a 13-6 lead for the Mason City Mohawks.
They're calling a close game. The girls have to adjust.
Baseline right, Danielson looks to get it inbounds, does so to Mackenzie Meyer in the right corner. Right of the circle to Peterson to Meyer, right side, three-pointer, front rim, no. Rebound, Taylor Scurrying. Taylor will slow the pace. As she now walks it up into the front court to our left. Draws two defenders. Tries to get it to Sarah Zidlicki, and it's punched away by Danielson and taken away by Danielson as well. Right corner with it is Mackenzie Meyer for Mason City. Mackenzie Meyer with the basketball. Left side to Danielson. Danielson on the dribble. Danielson kicks it off on the left side for Kayla Till, and Till drives into the lane, put up a 5-footer, and it goes, and the foul is going to be called on Abby Hudson, and that's already 3 on Abby.
Yep.
31.1 seconds to play here in the first quarter. It's a 15-6 lead for Mason City, and an opportunity at the three-point play for Kayla Till.
Well, I'll tell you what, this takes one of the cogs out, but, right now what's happened here is that the passes that are getting intercepted for Decorah, normally they work, but not against this quick Mason City group.
First and only up and good for Kayla Till. It's 16-6 Mohawks. 31 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Skirring lobs it ahead to Augusta Casterton, who dribbles up the right side of the floor. Augusta gets a double team, tried to get it underneath to Sarah Zidlicki. She couldn't handle the pass. It goes out of bounds. And Mason City will play it.
That's Sarah Zidlicki's problem. She has to do a good job of keeping that girl on her back, and she did not do that.
18 seconds left in the quarter, 16-6 Mohawks. Meyer with it across the timeline. Meyer with it on the dribble. Around a screen to the right side, goes right corner to Danielson. A three is up, it is no good. Sarah Zidlicki the rebound for Decorah. Loops it ahead to Taylor Skirring. Skirring near half court, kicks it on the right side to Augusta Casterton, and that's going to be that for quarter number 1. Mason City will go off leading 16-6 after quarter number 1. This break for Hovden Oil. 16-6, Mason City leads it after 1. It was a very sloppy game both ways for the first 4 minutes of the quarter, but Mason City has righted the ship. Decorah has not.
That's right. Right now, Decorah is shooting 37%. They've only taken 8 shots, and the reason for that is they had 9 turnovers already, Darren. And again, all of them basically forced but not forced. You know what I mean? And we just make bad decisions on who we're passing the ball to. There's girls open, and we're trying to pass over the top. Mason City is too quick for us to try to force the ball in. It may have worked against some other teams, but not this Mason City team. They got to settle it down.
16-6 Mason City. Megan Meyer with the basketball. Midcourt area goes right side to Danielson. Danielson to Megan Meyer between the circles. Meyer driving right of the lane. Put it up off the window. It hit the bottom of the board. Rebound pulled down by Sandra Zidlicki for the court. Outlet left to Taylor Skirring. Taylor in the backcourt loops it across the timeline on the left side of Kayla Quandal. Quandal bumped into and fouled by Megan Meyer, who picks up her second personal.
Yep.
Megan picks up her second and the team's 5th.
Kayla got bailed out there. I don't know where she was headed, but she got fouled, and that was good.
7:34 left here in the second quarter. It's a 16-6 score with Mason City on top. Inbounds it comes to Taylor Skirring. Taylor double team left side, and she gets bumped into and fouled again.
Yep. Just keep taking it at him.
Rachel Danielson, personal number 1, team foul number 6 on Mason City.
That's an interesting. I've never seen that happen before. The Mason City girl that fouled got called for the foul, went up and she patted the referee on the back and said, "Good call." Interesting.
Yeah, sportsmanlike.
Yeah. That or she's making sure she doesn't get another foul.
Left side with it is Quandal. Quandal lost control of it. It's loose in the corner. The ball will go out of bounds. It's last touch by Kayla Quandal.
My goodness gracious. Why don't we pass the ball, reverse it, get it on that weak side? There's nobody home.
Danielson up into the front court. Wide open look at a three-pointer right side. Good. Danielson with the three-pointer. It's a 19-6 lead for Mason City.
Game is slipping away here. We got to do something here.
7-minute mark, second quarter. Sandra Zidlicki on the left side. A turnaround shot from 5, no good. And Sarah Zidlicki is going to get called for a foul in the battle for the board. Sarah, her first, team 7th. 6:57 to play here in the second quarter. It's an 18-6 lead for Mason City. And 1-and-1 free throws for Rachel Danielson, who shoots 68% from the free throw line on the season.
Somebody is a good three-point shooter. You expect better, wouldn't you?
Free throw, no good. Rebound taken left of the lane by Mackenzie Meyer to Danielson in the right corner to Kayla Till. And Till tried to dribble past Augusta Casterton, and a travel is called.
Now that's a 5th turnover on them. Decorah, of course, has 10. Here's an interesting stat. Mason City has 4 offensive rebounds. We have 0, and they're a much shorter ball club.
Left side with it is Quandall. Quandall top of the key to Skirring. Skirring has 2 defenders on her. Goes right side to Casterton. Now to Skirring. Skirring high on the right to Sandra Zidlicki to Quandall left of the lane. A 5-footer is up, no good. Rebound, Sarah Zidlicki put it up short from point-blank range. Rebound down to Hannah Factor for Mason City. Between the circles, Mackenzie Meyer goes left side to Kayla Till. A 3-pointer is up and good. And this thing's getting out of hand. It's 22-6, Mason City.
Well, you got to score, Darren. You just got to make your baskets.
Skirring with the basketball up into the front court. Skirring driving down the lane, put it up off the window for 2. Taylor with her second goal. It's 22-8, Mason City. 6-minute mark, second quarter. With it across the timeline is Mason City. Rachel Danielson veers over to the right side, kicks it on the left side to Kayla Till. Till goes right corner to Factor. Factor along the right baseline, left corner, Mackenzie Meyer. A 3-pointer is up. It's off the back rim, off the side of the rim, and drops to the bottom of the well.
How did that ever go in?
That's the home gymnasium roll for Mackenzie Meyer, who has 7 points.
I've never seen one like that.
Crazy.
That weird a bounce and ricochet, and it went right in after about the 3rd bounce. Darren, excuse me, this game has just gotten away from Decorah because we did not take care of business right away in the game. Now, we're not out of it, but we're going to have to play a lot more solid than what we are.
25-8 the score. Mason City on top with 5:43 to play here in the second quarter.
Could this be something to do with having not played playoff basketballs to speak of in the past?
Well, you can tell which team plays in the Central Iowa Metro League and which team plays in the NEIC, which for the last few years hasn't been that good of a girls basketball conference. Skirring ahead to Quandall, and Quandall called for the travel. They missed about 3 of those earlier, but they got that one.
Jump stop, jump stop, jump stop.
25-8, Mason City, 5:39 to play here in the second quarter. I do have an interesting nugget to pull out when we get a second here. And I don't need a doctor to do so, in case you're wondering. Walters free throw line jump shot, no good. Rebound. Lizzie Hartman just lost the ball, taken there by Till, had it knocked away, taken away by Sandra Zidlicki for Decorah. Now to Taylor Skirring. Skirring up into the front court. Skirring driving all the way down to Quandall at the right block, puts it up off the window and in. Quandall with her first 2, Taylor with the assist. It's 25-10 Mason City, 5:10 to play second quarter.
I'm afraid that's going to have to be Taylor. She's just going to have to do that all night the way it's looking.
Kayla Till high on the right side of Mackenzie Meyer, drives to the right block, had it stripped, taken away by Sandra Zidlicki. Sandra Zidlicki to Taylor Skirring. Skirring driving all the way down, put it up, left it short. Rebound pulled down by Jacqueline Ryer, and a frustration foul from Taylor Skirring on the way out. Taylor picks up her second and the team's 8th. Believe it or not, 18 years ago, these two schools met in a playoff basketball game. And it was at Charles City. And just a mere 18 years ago, you only had 3 classes of girls basketball. Now, for some asinine reason, there's 5.
Give more teams a chance to be good.
Jacqueline Ryer's first free throw was up and good.
There is you know what, Darren? there is, of course, a tremendous disparity in population because Iowa has so many smaller schools.
Ryer hits the second free throw, 27-10. But I looked that up earlier this week. These two teams met in 1998. Sandra Zidlicki tried to get it to Lizzie Hartman as the ball was punched out of bounds, and it'll be Decorah basketball. Did you know that, by the way?
No, I didn't. You have nuggets I have never, ever heard before. I love it.
So many nuggets that McDonald's should try to hire me, perhaps. Inbounds, it comes to Lizzie Hartman, left block, put it up way too strong. Rebound pulled down by Mackenzie Meyer. Meyer quickly ahead towards Walters, trying to save it. Inbounds is Mason City. Ryer wasn't able to do it, but apparently it went out of bounds prior to Ryer trying to save it, and it will be Mason City ball baseline right. 27-10 Mason City, 4:35 to play second quarter. Danielson looking to get it inbounds. Does so to Walters at the left block. Left wing to Ryer. Ryer top of the key to Megan Meyer. Left all alone for a three-pointer that goes.
Why would there not be anybody in the same zip code?
Megan Meyer with 6 points. 30-10 the score. Mason City leading by 20. Isabel Iverson lost control of it. Dribbles around midcourt area. Right side to Taylor Skirring. Skirring wild pass underneath the Sandra Zilke. Double team, catches, shoots, and scores. Tough basket there for Sandra.
Right. A good job on her part, but again, very underutilized part of the game tonight for Decorah.
30-12 the score. Shot up by Jacqueline Ryer was blocked by Sandra Zilke. Pulled down by Decorah. Skirring on the left side to Kayla Quando. Quando, midcourt area, had it knocked away from behind, and Mackenzie Meyer called for the foul. Meyer picks up personal number 2, team foul number 7, so Decorah hits the 1-and-1 bonus with 3:42 to play here in the second quarter. So, Kayla Quando will go to the free throw line, a 47% free throw shooter on the season.
This should not be a 30-12 ball game. You know, that's the thing. You look at the scoreboard and go, where did this game get away?
Quando misses the free throw. She gets the rebound on the right side. To Isabel Iverson, back between the circles to Taylor Skirring. Skirring on the right side to Iverson, back between the circles to Skirring, to Zidlicki at the free throw line, left side to Quando, underneath towards Maddie McEnany, loose ball, ends up in a tie-up, and Decorah will keep it with 3:26 to play in the second quarter, a 30-12 lead for Mason City. Sandra Zidlicki into Taylor Skirring, left side, lob pass underneath to Maddie McEnany, lost it, got it back, goes in the right corner to Isabel Iverson, top of the key to Kayla Quando. Quando top of the key to Skirring, right side Iverson. A three is up, and she got the roll.
Absolutely. That was a great shot, too. That's one we needed right there.
Iverson with the first bench points for Decorah. It's 30-15 Mason City. 3 minutes to play second quarter. Mackenzie Meyer with the basketball, midcourt area, crossover dribble into the lane, left wing to Megan Meyer. A three-pointer is up. It's no good. Rebound Taylor Skirring for Decorah. Skirring. Jump pass to Kayla Quando on the left wing to the free throw line. Sandra Zidlicki, right side Iverson. A three is up. It's no good. Zidlicki had the rebound. Ball was knocked out of her hand, but a foul is called on Mason City.
Was that three-point shot short? That, from my angle, of course, we're 100 miles from anywhere here, but it looked to me like that ball went through the hoop, but obviously it did not.
It hit the hoop. It hit the bottom part of it.
Okay.
First foul for Bailey Baker, 8th on the team. We are in the rafters of the gymnasium.
Yep.
We had to go upstairs and then about 20 rows of bleachers to get to our broadcast location.
Right. It's us and the Bats.
Free throw no good. Oh, that's what that is? I'm scared now. Bailey Baker with the rebound. Did you use the dandruff shampoo today?
Yes, I did.
Oh, that's good.
Yep.
Megan Meyer with it in the right corner against Skirring. Right of the circle to Mackenzie Meyer. Backs out to a three-pointer. Back iron, no good. Rebound Megan Meyer out of the lane. Top of the key to Mackenzie Meyer. Meyer right corner to Bailey Baker. Baker throws it into the backcourt, and Megan Meyer will touch it up for an over and back. 2:05 to play till halftime. 30-15. Mason City with the lead.
If we can get this down again to about a 10-point game, we got a shot, Darren. Can we do it?
Iverson with the basketball. Iverson towards Quando on the left side. Quando underneath towards Sarah Zidlicki. Right side, Taylor Skirring. Three-pointer up. Got it. Taylor Skirring now with 7 points on the night. It's 30-18 Mason City. 1:48 to play here in the second quarter.
Give Sarah Zidlicki a lot of credit for finding Taylor wide open there.
Megan Meyer with the basketball, midcourt area. Veering over to the left side. Bounce pass goes top of the key to Mackenzie Meyer. Around a screen to the right side. Skip pass over to Megan Meyer. Meyer again back to Mackenzie right side. Mackenzie on the runner into the lane. Put it up off the window and in. And a foul is called on Sandra Zidlicki.
Well, the problem there is Sandra just needed to step in there and take the charge. The girl was out of control. And Sandra tried to block it from the side.
Mackenzie Meyer will go to the line to try to complete the three-point play. 9 points on the night for Mackenzie Meyer. 32-18 Mohawks. 126 to play second quarter. Free throw no good. Augusta Casterton had the rebound, and they're going to call a travel on the way out. Basically, Casterton and Schuring were fighting for the ball, and that's why that travel was called.
That was an awfully quick whistle. Awfully quick whistle.
Emphasis on the first word, perhaps, there, Larry?
Yes. That's a call you don't make.
Rachel Danielson, right corner to Hannah Factor. Factor had it knocked away left side for a three-pointer by Mackenzie Meyer, and she buries it.
That was a huge turn of events for Decorah right there.
12 points for Mackenzie Meyer, 35-18 Mason City. 1 minute to play till halftime. Left side with it is Kayla Quandall. Quandall's pass towards Schuring, knocked away, run down by Taylor, midcourt area. Right wing to Augusta Casterton. Top of the key to Taylor Schuring. Schuring takes the dribble, goes right side. Deflected pass run down by Casterton in the right corner. And she gets bumped into and fouled.
They're doing a half-court trap here, Darren. I think it's worth saying. And they're really double-teaming the ball. Wherever the ball is, they're always putting two girls on that girl. And I'll be real honest with you, Decorah's look rattled. I mean, they just haven't looked smooth at all. And our big girls are open underneath. We just haven't been able to get the ball to them.
Augusta Casterton is 0 for 2 from the free throw line this year. The first free throw was a brick. It ends up in a tie-up, and Mason City will have possession. It actually probably should be Mason City ball.
I don't think
without
it touched
the time-up. It did not touch the rim.
It did touch the rim.
And now the officials will caucus, and yes. 39.8 to play, second quarter. 35-18 Mason City.
I don't know what that signal was. He looked like he was practicing for the rodeo, but
yeah, I believe that was the continuous clock and football signal. Well, you're the referee.
I have no idea. I've never seen that signal before.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of signals. Some good, some bad.
Some in between.
Yeah.
This is FM 100.5, KDEC FM Decorah, KDECradio.com. Darren Swenson, Larry Berlin, 4A regional semifinal basketball tonight. It is Mason City leading Decorah 35-18 late first half. Megan Meyer right side between the circles to Rachel Danielson with 15 seconds left here in the second quarter. Gives it back to Mackenzie Meyer. Mackenzie with the basketball, midcourt area, crossover, dribble to the free throw line, goes left side. Jacqueline Ryer, a three-pointer is no good. Sandra Zidlicki, the rebound with 4 seconds. Taylor Schuring to the front court with 2 seconds. With 1 second, launches the tray. It hit the side of the board, and that's the halftime break. 35-18 Decorah. Trailing Mason City here at the halftime break. This for Hovden Oil, E&J Petersburg Agency, Insurance and Real Estate, and the Chiropractors. Mason City ball to start the second half. 35-18 Mohawks with the lead. Danielson, Peterson, Walters, Meyer, and Meyer for Mason City. Sandra and Sarah Zidlicki, Abby Hudson, Kayla Quandall, and Taylor Schuring for Decorah. Danielson on the drive, right of the lane, left side of Mackenzie Meyer. A three is up, it's long. Rebound, Sarah Zidlicki for Decorah. Vikings shooting to our right here in half number 2. Schuring with the basketball, dribbling across the timeline. Schuring skips it over to Quandall between the circles. Quandall veers over to the left wing. Now retreats to the midcourt area. Lost control of her dribble. It's a loose ball. It's taken by Megan Meyer. Ahead to Mackenzie Meyer. Mackenzie Meyer on the right side. Puts it up and in. A 14-point night for Mackenzie Meyer. 37-18 the score. And Mason City up by 19. They've led by as many as 20 throughout the night. And Abby Hudson gets fouled by Rachel Danielson, picking up her second, team's first.
One thing here, Darren, I will say it again, I'm done with it, but you don't dribble against the press. There's girls open, pass the ball.
Schuring In the midcourt area, guns it underneath the Zidlicki, bobbled it, got it, lost it, got it back, put it up, no good. Second time, no good. Rebound pulled down by Wolters for Mason City. Top of the key to Mackenzie Meyer on the right side to Megan Meyer. Megan retreats to the midcourt area, crossover dribble, right of the lane, goes right corner to Wolters. A three is up, it's long. Rebound knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Mason City. It was off of Peterson, and Decorah will play it from the far end.
And that's a 17th three-point attempt by Mason City. They've made 7.
Certainly an acceptable percentage. Scurrying underneath at the left block to Zidlicki. She was a little off balance. She went up and she got fouled.
They're doing a good job of finding her, but she's got to come through. She's got to put that ball in the hoop.
Peterson's first free throw, first foul, I should say, team's second. Sandra Zidlicki will go to the free throw line. Decorah has not made a free throw in 5 attempts tonight, and the first free throw up and good.
That's good. I see our bench players over there have a little game going on the free throws here. Kind of fun. Hope she makes another one.
Second one up, no good. Rebound knocked around, loose, taken by Taylor Scurring. She lost it. It goes out of bounds, and ooh, boy, it's going to be Decorah ball.
Well, I think the referee felt badly he didn't call a foul on the girl that ran over her.
Scurring will play it in the right corner. Front court to our right, into Sarah Zidlicki, to Quandal, to Abby Hudson, to Scurring underneath the Zidlicki. Left block, puts it up and in. Sandra with 9.
Nice out-of-bounds play.
37-21. Mason City up 16 with 6:18 to play. Quandal driving left to the lane, and a foul is going to be called.
Not Quandal.
The foul on Quandal against the player from Mason City.
Right.
That's what I meant to say.
Well, this is getting scary. I know what you're trying to say.
Oh, boy. Inbounds pass intercepted by Taylor Scurring for Decorah. Scurring brings it up the right side of the floor. Scurring had her pocket picked by Rachel Danielson for the Mohawks. Danielson up the middle of the floor to the front court to our left on the drive into the lane. No look pass underneath at the right block to Peterson, and she'll put it up and in. That was a pretty play.
Where Decorah just isn't used to this quickness. I mean, we haven't seen this.
39-21 the score. Abby Hudson to Kayla Quandal at the free throw line. Back between the circles to Scurring. Scurring takes a dribble, goes right side to Hudson, underneath to Sarah Zidlicki, and it's knocked underneath as Wolters got the steal. On the other end, Mackenzie Meyer misses the layup, and Taylor Scurring with the rebound.
That was a smart play on Taylor's part. She could have fouled her and gone for the block. She dropped it not to do that.
Scurring on the drive in the lane, put up an off-balance shot from 5, no good. She got it back, she goes up, and she got fouled. Fouled by Danielson, who picks up personal number 3. Team foul number 3 as well. Taylor will go to the free throw line to shoot a couple. On the season, Taylor, a 67% free throw shooter, coming off the 32-point night the other night against Charles City. First one up, first one good. 8-point night for Scurring. Decorah being led by Zidlicki with a 9-point night. Second one coming. Up and good. So
nice to see him do that.
Scurring and Sandra Zidlicki each with 9. But Decorah still trailing by 16, 39-23. Right side with it, Hannah Factor. Factor with it right of the lane. Had it knocked away, got it back. Goes to Megan Meyer on the right wing. Megan Meyer, crossover dribble to the right block. Had it poked away by Hudson. Taken by Factor at the free throw line. Left side of Mackenzie Meyer. Dribbles to the free throw line. Backs it out. Right side, Megan Meyer. Three-pointer is up. It's long. Lizzie Hartman the rebound for Decorah. Hartman to Hudson. Abby sat out most of the first half with foul trouble. Hudson lost control of it. It goes out of bounds and ends up in a tied ball, I believe.
We can't say the fans are in the way there, Darren.
The student section for Mason City standing, and I think the arrow is getting switched, so it was a jump ball, and Decorah will have it. Skring lobs it to the right corner, and Hudson to the high post right, and Zidlicki, and Saunders' jumper is up and good.
Nice find, good pass.
39-25 the score. 14-point lead for the Mohawks. 4:25 to play here in the third quarter. With it on the left side, Meyer. Meyer dribbles to the free throw line, right side to Wolters. Wolters stops, leaves it now to Hannah Factor. Factor left side to Megan Meyer. A three-pointer is up. It's no good, but she traveled beforehand.
Wow, that's a nice deal. Very obliging of her, isn't it? Come on, guys, let's get a good one here.
4:10 to play here in
Pass
the
the
third.
ball.
A 39-25 lead. Skring underneath the Zidlicki, catches, shoots, scores.
Yep, good job. They have no answer for that play if we look for it each time.
7 points for Zidlicki, and a timeout is asked for by Kurt Clausen. It's a 12-point ball game, 39-27. Decorah still trails by 12 with 4 minutes to play here in the third. And let's take a break for Vicks Heating and Plumbing. 39-27 the score. Decorah was down by as many as 20. They've made it a 12-point ball game, and Kurt Clausen, noticing some things not going Mason City's way, decides to take a timeout there.
Well, it's a good timeout. Obviously, Decorah kind of had it going a little bit. We're passing the ball better than we did, and we're playing a little bit better defense. And let's face it, Mason City's missing their three-point shot. As long as they continue to do that, we've got a shot at getting back into this thing.
Up into the front court comes Mackenzie Meyer, left side to Megan Meyer. Meyer on the left wing, top of the key to Wolters. Wolters on the right side to Factor. Factor top of the key to Mackenzie Meyer. A three-pointer up, back iron, no good. It hit the top of the backboard and the support above the basket, so it is a out of bounds to Decorah situation. 39-27 Mohawks. 3:42 to play here in the third quarter as against the pressure, Abby Hudson tried to get it in bounds, and it's knocked out of bounds by Megan Meyer.
Well, you got to come to the ball, guys. There
and inbounds it comes to Skring, and Skring gets fouled by Factor.
Yep, catch goal, because that way they don't have a chance to set up that double team.
Inbounds it comes to Taylor Skring. Skring now to Hudson. Loops it across the timeline to Hartman in the front court to our right. Tabakita Hudson, left side of Skring underneath the Quando at the left block. Backs it out, takes a 5-footer and misses. Rebound pulled down by Jacqueline Ryer, and she double dribbled with it on the way out. 3:22 remaining, 39-27. Mason City with a 12-point lead. Mohawks got to put it on cruise control coming out of the locker room, and the Vikings, to their credit, are trying to make it more interesting than it is right now.
Well, I tell you what, they're fighting hard. They're playing hard. We knew they wouldn't quit.
Hudson dribbles to the right wing. Back between the circles to Skring on the left side to Hartman. Hartman skips it over right side to Skring underneath the Sandra Zidlicki. A turnaround shot in the lane does not fall. Hartman the rebound, put it up, no good. Rebound knocked around, taken by Megan Meyer, knocked away by Sandra Zidlicki. Ball will go out of bounds. Last touch by Mason City.
Ooh, that didn't look that way, did it, from our angle? But that's why we're up here and they're down there.
We are broadcasting from Northwood tonight, so
out on Highway 95.
Or are we in Manly? Hudson right of the circle, right corner to Skring. Skring had it knocked away, loose ball on the floor. Sandra Zidlicki ties up, and a Factor alternating possession to the Mohawks.
That was a huge, huge miscue there, Darren. Boy, I tell you what, we needed to get a score there. That would have really made things interesting. 39-27
Mohawks, 2:48 left here in the third quarter. Mackenzie Meyer will dribble up into the front court to our left. Meyer around a screen to the left side. Left corner, Danielson. Danielson dribbles to the top of the key against the 2-3 Decorah zone. Right side, Hannah Factor. Factor driving to the baseline, gets held and fouled by Abby Hudson. Fourth on Hudson with 2:32 left here in period number 3. 39-27 the score. Isabel Iverson in for Hudson. Baseline right, front court to our left. Danielson will trigger. Getting a 3 count, getting a 4 count. Inbounds it comes at the top of the key to Kayla Till. Right of the circle, Ryer. Ryer on the right wing to Danielson on the left side of Till. Till dribbles to the free throw line, goes right side to Meyer. Meyer right corner to Danielson, right of the circle to Till. Left side to Mackenzie Meyer. Mackenzie in the left corner to Till. Till drives into the lane, gets held and fouled by Taylor Skirring, I believe.
Yeah, that's a good call.
The foul will be on Taylor. Personal number 3 on her with 2:13 left in quarter number 3. Lead is 12 for the Mohawks. Danielson inbounds at the right block to Baker. Baker went up and got fouled by Sandra Zillicki, and that'll be personal number 3 on her.
Yeah, it's too bad. Right now the game is hanging. It's just kind of sitting there. It's kind of on a table, and all you have to do is figure out who wants to grab it and go with it.
Baker 5 for 10 at the free throw line this season. First free throw is no good.
Right now, Mason City's doing everything they can to keep us in the game.
Second free throw up, good. First point of the night for Bailey Baker. It's a 40-27 lead for the Mohawks. Skirring with it right of the lane, stops, put up a 5-footer off the window and in. 11 on the night for Taylor Skirring, 40-29. The Mohawks up 11. Left side with it is Jacqueline Ryer. Ryer goes top of the key to Danielson. Left side of Mackenzie Meyer. Meyer drives in, put up the shot, no good. Rebound down to Baker. She went up, had her shot blocked. Ball will go out of bounds on the loose ball to the Mohawks with 1:47 to play here in quarter number 3.
Would it be something if we get this to single digits?
Danielson will look to get it inbounds. Inbounds towards a player. There's a loose ball. It's taken by Zidlicki, and Mackenzie Meyer picks up her 3rd personal foul in the battle for the loose ball. And that'll be personal number 5 on Mason City. 1:45 to play here in the 3rd. Or team foul number 5, I should say.
And that was just great hustle by Decor there.
Iverson into Quandal, loops it ahead. It's run down by Taylor Skirring, who attacks the rim, puts it up, no good, and a foul is going to be called on Mason City. Trying to draw the charge was Bailey Baker, and she actually fell down before the contact was made.
Well, it looked like it was going to be a foul, though, Darren.
Second foul on Bailey Baker. I'm just saying the marketing needs to get a little better if you're going to sell it. Baker picks up her second, team 6. Skirring's free throw, no good.
Boy, I tell you, both teams right now are just not executing every little part of the game. Need this one big.
40-29 Mohawks, 1:39 left here in the 3rd quarter. Second free throw up and good. It's 40-30 with 1:39 to play here in the 3rd quarter. A 10-point lead for Mason City.
Need one more stop here, Darren. And then another one.
And then perhaps one after that. And let's drop the perhaps. Meyer up into the front court. On the left side to Kayla Till. Till right of the circle to Jacqueline Ryer. Ryer right corner to Wolters. Wolters top of the key to Danielson. Danielson on the drive of the lane. Goes left side to Ryer. Ryer left baseline to Till. Back to Ryer left of the circle. Skips it over to Wolters. Shot faking a drive to the right baseline. Put up the runner from 5. No good. Got it back. Put it up. No good. Rebound Kayla Quandal for Decorah. 1:09 to play in the 3rd. Vikes can cut it to single digits here. It's 40-30. Iverson.
Oh, look out, look out.
Double team midcourt area. Kicks it to Skirring, standing in the center circle. Goes left side to Quandal. Quandal's pass towards Zidlicki. Knocked away, taken away by Danielson. Danielson up the right side of the floor. Has an open look for a 3-pointer. It's short. Rebound taken by Till at the top of the key. Left side to Danielson to Mackenzie Meyer on the drive in the lane. Runner is up. Runner is good. 16 for Mackenzie Meyer. Lead back up to 12 for the Mohawks, and Mackenzie Meyer punches it out of bounds on the press. 33.6 to play here in quarter number 3. Skirring with it inbounds. Skirring ahead to Hartman on the near right sideline. Top of the key to Iverson. Try to get it to Quandal. Pass too tall for her and out of bounds, and it will be Mason City basketball. Megan Meyer in. Kayla Till out. 20 seconds left here in the third quarter. 42-30. The Mohawks with the advantage. 15 now left in the quarter as Mackenzie Meyer dribbles up into the front court. Meyer lost control of her dribble. She got it back right of the circle. Right wing to Ryer. Skips it over on the left side to Danielson. A three-pointer. No good. Rebound taken by Ryer. Left side to Danielson. She hits the three, but it's late. 42-30. Vikes outscore the Mohawks 12-7 in that frame to make things a bit more interesting going to the fourth on FM 100.5. Let's take a break for Vic's Heating and Plumbing, or for Plan One Financial. Fourth quarter we go. One of these teams has 8 minutes left here in the 2015-2016 season. Mason City leads by 12. Winner of this one gets the winner of Independence and Waverly Shell Rock, which will tip off in Waverly at 7 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, and Decorah certainly had every opportunity to really get that close in that third quarter. They have to come out and they have to execute well here and hope that Mason City makes a couple miscues.
Up into the front court comes Abby Hudson. Hudson around a screen to the right side. Had it knocked away, and it's a loose ball. And it's a tie-up. Mackenzie Meyer ties up Abby Hudson.
Cannot dribble against a half-court trap. There's girls to pass to.
Up into the front court comes Mason City. Wolters will drive in and get fouled. I thought it was on the shot, but apparently not. And the foul will be on Sandra Zidlicki. That is her third and the team's fifth. Mason City up 42-30. Mackenzie Meyer with it. Top of the key to Megan Meyer. Meyer driving right of the lane to Mackenzie. Mackenzie on the drive of the lane, put up the runner and in, and a foul is called.
They have quickness that we haven't seen, Darren. I mean, they are quick. There's no doubt about it.
Quandale picks up her third, team sixth, and Mackenzie Meyer, she has now has 18 points on the night, first and only up and good, and the lead back up to 15 for Mason City. It is 45-30. Abby Hudson into the right corner. Hudson kicks it back to Taylor Schuring. And we mentioned Mackenzie Meyer with 19 points. She's done it pretty dang quietly tonight, really. Zidlicki tried to get it to Hudson. Ball knocked away, taken away by Danielson. Danielson left side goes up and had it swatted out of bounds by Taylor Schuring.
That was tremendous body control there by Taylor to break that up.
7:06 to play here in quarter number 4. It's a 45-30 lead for Mason City. Trying to win their 14th game of the season. Megan Meyer, three-pointer left side, rattles but does not hang. Rebound taken down by Sandra Zidlicki. Now to Abby Hudson, who walks it up into the front court. Hudson had it knocked into the backcourt by Danielson. She runs it down and passes across the timeline to Kayla Quando. Quando to Sandra Zidlicki at the free throw line. Put it up off the glass and in. 15 on the night for Sandra Zidlicki. 45-32 the score. Mason City up by 13. Mackenzie Meyer, top of the key, three-pointer, buries it. 22 for Mackenzie Meyer. 48-32. 6:20 to play here in the fourth quarter. Taylor Schuring. Left side to Kayla Quandale. Top of the key to Schuring. Right side to Hudson. Hudson at the free throw line to Sandra Zidlicki. A jumper up, no good. And a battle for the loose ball foul is going to go against Mason City. Jacqueline Ryer, her second, team's seventh. 48-32, 6:06 to play.
And that play that they're having right now some success on, and I'm talking about Decorah, has been there all night. The high post has been open all night. We just haven't been able to find it. And credit the defense of Mason City to a part of really getting in our face and really causing some havoc.
Bridget's going to take a 30-second timeout here with 6:06 to play. It's 48-32. Mason City with the lead.
It would have been very easy for Decorah to run away and hide there at the end of the first half. They didn't play well. Mason City had the big lead, but give credit to Decorah. They've hung around. They've made it interesting. They made Mason City call a timeout. That's always a nice little mark to have. But we have to do a little bit better job of finishing. Just finishing the play. These are big free throws here for Sarah.
Sarah has yet to score tonight. This is 1-1 with 6:06 remaining. Sarah on the season is a 64% free throw shooter. First one up for Sarah, side of the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Mackenzie Meyer for the Mohawks. They lead it by 16. Mason City shoots to our left. Megan Meyer on the left wing, top of the key to Hannah Factor. Factor goes to Mackenzie Meyer, right of the circle to Olivia Peterson. To Megan Meyer in the lane to Peterson, top of the key, left corner to Walters. A three-pointer does not fall. Rebound pulled down by Abby Hudson for Decorah. 5:40 remaining in the game. Decorah trailing by 16. Sandra Zidlicki at the free throw line, right side to Abby Hudson, launches the tray, and she buries it. First points of the night for Abby Hudson. And it's 48-35 with 5:23 remaining. Hannah Factor on the right side. Now to Megan Meyer, driving the baseline, put up the shot. No good. Rebound deflected out of bounds.
Yep.
And
that's a good call.
Should be Decorah basketball.
That's right. That was a good call. It went right off the Mason City hand. Good call.
5:15 to play. You saw that from Manley. Ball through the hands of Walters, taken by Taylor Skirring. She'll drive it in and lay it up for two. Taylor with 14. 48-37. Mackenzie Meyer pulls up, three-pointer right side, no good. Rebound being fought for, and a foul is going to be called on Taylor Skirring in the battle for the board. Taylor picks up her fourth personal foul, and that'll be the team's seventh with 5:01 to play.
Well, I don't know about that one, but we have a very, very long and bad angle.
1-1 coming for Marcy Walters, who has yet to score tonight. She is a 66% free throw shooter, and she buries the first.
I thought she had made a three-pointer there earlier in the game, but maybe I'm wrong.
That was actually Peterson and not Walters.
Oh, okay.
And I could have marked it down wrong, too.
Yeah, that's all right. You don't ever make a mistake.
Darren Swenson, have we met before? Walters will hit the free throw to make it a 50-37 lead, and Kurt Clausen is going to take a timeout. 5:01 remaining, 13-point lead for Mason City.
And everything is pretty well played out the way you thought it might coming in. Mason City obviously does have a lot more quickness. They like to shoot the three, and we knew they were going to press. I mean, that was just a given. We knew that was going to happen, and obviously Decorah had to have known that going in and have practiced against it, and we just didn't handle the press, and we still continue to have problems with it occasionally, especially that half court that they went to. That's just caused all kinds of problems there with our guard court, trying to get the ball moving around.
And to be fair, that athleticism and quickness is darn tough to simulate in practice, too.
Yeah, you bet.
Scurrying up into the front court on the left wing to Kayla Quandall. Quandall bounce pass between the circles to Sarah Zidlicki. Tried to get it to Sandra, and it's punched out of bounds by Walters.
Well, right now, Decorah's going to have to take some chances. They're going to have to go for it here. We're running out of time.
Skirring will play it baseline right into Abby Hudson, left block, puts it up and in.
Nice out of bounds play. Good pass by Taylor.
5 points for Abby Hudson. It's a 50-39 lead for Mason City. 4:35 remaining in the game. Meyer with it on the right wing. Top of the key to Olivia Peterson. Peterson top of the key to Factor. On the left side to Walters. Top of the key to Megan Meyer. Megan Meyer to her big sister Mackenzie. Back to little sis Megan, top of the key. To Factor right of the circle on the right wing to Mackenzie Meyer with 4:10 remaining in the game. Right corner with it is Peterson. Peterson on the drive in the lane. Got fouled on the way in by Sarah Zidlicki.
You know, I'm going to make a statement here, and people will probably prove me wrong down the road, but I'm not so sure that we are seeing a Big Ten ball player out there right now. I mean, she's good. Don't get me wrong, folks, but I'm not impressed by her overall.
Free throw up and good for Olivia Peterson to make it a 51-39 lead for Mason City. Second one coming. It is up. It is banked in. Peterson up with 7 on the night, 52-39. 4 minutes remaining in the game. Scoring up into the front court. Takes the three-pointer right side and got it. Taylor Skurring with 17 points on the night. It's 52-42. A 10-point lead now for Mason City. 3:42 remaining. Megan Meyer driving down the lane. Right-hand scoop shot up and good. And a 30-second timeout going to be asked for by Kurt Klassen.
Well, we got no help there at all from our defense. They beat the first initial defense, and no one picked her up as she drove down the lane.
Actually, it's going to be a full 54-42, 3:39 left. This for Wicks Construction. It is a 54-42 lead for Mason City. Regional semifinal play here tonight from Mason City High School, and there'll be a 2A regional final after this one between Osage and Hampton-Dumont. Skurring turnaround shot got blocked by Mackenzie Meyer, and it ends up in a tied ball, and it will be Decorah basketball.
Yep, that was definitely a jump ball.
Heck of a play by Meyer, too.
Absolutely.
3:26 remaining in the game. Skurring will look to get it in bounds. Does so to Abby Hudson. Left corner to Taylor Skurring. Skurring. Left corner again to Abby Hudson. A three-pointer is no good. Rebound pulled down by Kayla Quandal to Skurring. Taylor on the drive of the lane. Lost control of the basketball. It's taken by Mason City. Megan Meyer ahead to Mackenzie Meyer. An uncontested layup for 2. Mackenzie Meyer now with 26 points.
That's one of the nails in the coffin right there, Darren.
And the lead 14 for Mason City as we go inside of 3 minutes to play in the game. Sarah Zidlicki right side of Taylor Skurring, and a foul called away from the ball on Wolters. Posting up against Sandra Zidlicki. Well, you can Sandra will shoot 1 and 1. You can safely start recapping this season, I do believe. Tell you what, you also got to look things in the big picture. At the Christmas break, this Decorah girls team was 1 and 8. Optimism wasn't very high as Sandra hits the first free throw, and since that time they will be 11 and 3. And slowly but surely, this team got better and better game in and game out. They just ran into a better basketball team tonight, Larry.
Absolutely.
Second free throw, no good. Rebound pulled down by Peterson. Reach-in foul on Sarah Zidlicki.
Yeah, we've done a lot of good things this year. Wow.
And, I mean, it was a loss. I mean, you played toe-to-toe with the team that's absolutely owned this conference for the last 4 years in Waverly Shellrock.
Yep, absolutely.
So Sarah Zidlicki
should have beat him.
Yep. Sarah Zidlicki picks up her third personal foul as the free throw is up and good. And you need your seniors to play well to have success, and got to credit the entire senior class. And Taylor Skurring has become a pretty good basketball player, and
absolutely.
Sandra Zidlicki has gotten to the point where she became the post player that most of us thought she could be. As the second free throw win as well, 58-43. 15-point lead for Mason City. Loose ball being fought for. Kayla Quandal has it on the floor, and it's tie up, and Mason City is going to have possession with 2:31 remaining.
Wow.
First time in 5 years you've gotten a postseason win, but that also takes us to the next step as we start to wrap up where the program is at, as Wolters misses the shot. A foul is going to be called on Sandra Zidlicki, which will be her fourth. I think what you're seeing tonight is a skills gap when it comes to passing, dribbling, shooting, just your basic basketball skills. The gap is pretty wide between Mason City and Decorah. And go ahead, Larry.
And the thing is, Darren, we know that doggone well that Mason City has had to develop those skills much more to the, because they had tremendous pressure against them all year. I look at over here at the board, I'm seeing Dowling. Cripes Almighty, we know that. Valley, Des Moines Valley. There's a big-time ball clubs.
Walters makes one of two to make it 59-43. Screwing with it right side. Had her shot rejected by Meyer. It'll be a tie-up, and an alternating possession will go to Decorah. 2:07 to play, 59-43. But that also gets us to what the new normal is going to be for postseason basketball. And I don't bring this up to play the woe is me game. I think it's just going to be a fact as Skirring gets fouled by Danielson. In the sports that have 5 classes, you're going to be facing schools that are significantly larger than you and that have that will play significantly better competition than you throughout the course of the season, as Skirring will go to the free throw line for the 1-and-1. First free throw up and good for Taylor. And that being said, you need to develop the skills, and it'll be tough to judge them in our corner of the world as Skirring hits the second free throw. But if you want to do something in the postseason, you're going to have to get to Mason City's level.
Yep, that's right.
And probably higher than that, because it's 59-45 with 1:50 remaining in the game. Megan Meyer with the basketball between the circles. Meyer guarded by Skirring. Right side to Wolters, left side to Danielson. Danielson retreats to the midcourt area as Mason City spreading the floor. Right side, Wolters.
We have to foul here because they're good at this stall game. Wow.
Well,
that was really impressive the way they were handling the ball there.
As Quandal will pick up the foul, that will be her fourth, and Mackenzie Meyer will go to the free throw line. And when you talk about skill development, that's stuff you can do on your own.
Yep.
And what worries me for the future of basketball, that's the boring stuff. That's the stuff that you don't get the instant gratification for. That's the stuff that you do when nobody else is around to pat you on the back and say you're doing a great job. And if you're going to be at a good level in basketball, that's the stuff you got to do.
Yeah. And again, today we had a young boys tournament over in Decorah.
2 free throws for Meyer to make it 61-45.
And what happened there, as long as we're on a soapbox here, is that that it's all about winning the games. And I'm just saying, winning those games doesn't mean much. What it means is that you get out and you get experience and you learn how to play the game. And it's not looked at that way.
Yep.
Whoa.
Hudson takes a jumper. It hits the top of the backboard. She got it back. She goes up, and she gets fouled in the act of shooting.
Give her a lot of credit for following that shot and getting another chance.
Bailey Baker will pick up the foul, her third, and Hudson will go to the free throw line to shoot a couple. 5 points on the night for her, 61-46. Free throw up and good. Sorry if I'm getting too preachy here, but I think we pride ourselves on real talk here, Larry.
Yeah. Well, again, Darren, it's a hard thing to know, but boys, the kids, girls, boys, they all want to play the game.
61-46, free throw no good. Rebound Sarah Zidlicki to Taylor Skirring, and she's fouled by Mackenzie Meyer. Go ahead, Larry.
Well, they all want to play the game, and they don't want to do that nicky-ticky stuff like going out and working on your dribbling or your post moves or, guarding people or not letting them score. They just want to go out and score. They want to go out and play.
As the free throw is up and no good for Taylor Skirring. She has 19 points on the night, 16 for Sandra Zidlicki.
Taylor's has come on this year.
Second free throw for Skring, up around the rim, no good. Rebound, Mackenzie Meyer. Go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, it's tough to see her miss those too, but she's really played a good ball game. Again, done her job.
48 seconds remaining, and a timeout is asked for, and a couple of subs coming in for Mason City. Katie Bortman, as well as Kaylee Anderson. And timeout is asked for. They're actually... Are they going to force him to take the full timeout?
Well, Decorah wanted the timeout, so then they get it.
So 48.1 seconds to play, 61-46, and again, this is the new normal is playing 4A schools. The new normal is playing teams with higher populations. Oftentimes, Decorah has been the school that's looked at over the years with the more kids to choose from, the more kids to develop from. That's not going to be the case anymore, so you might, I think just as a basketball community, got to look at a little bigger picture and perhaps change the approach a little bit.
Yep, that's right.
And there's a little bit of adjustment time that goes into situations like this, to be fair, as well. So, 45 seconds remaining. It's a 61-46 lead for Mason City. There's ball knocked away, taken away by Taylor Skring. Skring on the left side, lost control of it and got it back, and they're going to call a double dribble late, but correctly. 32.6 seconds remaining. I mean, it's a different world. I mean, it's similar to the football districts that came out. People said, why does Decorah have to travel so much? Well, the fact of the matter is there's not a lot of 3A schools left in the area. Skring with the steal, a scoop, and a miss. Rebound to Abby Hudson. The shot is up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Sarah Zidlicki, puts it up and in. Sarah gets her first two of the night, 61-48. 11 seconds to play, and a foul is going to be called in the backcourt as a Mason City player went flying. Unintentionally, of course.
Yep.
And that is going to be the fifth personal foul for Sandra Zidlicki.
I'm going to say today I watched a young team from Rushford-Peterson, for instance, and again, Rushford-Peterson has very small number of students in each class, but they're just year in and year out the class of basketball in southeast Minnesota, and any class. I mean, they came down and they beat Cresco. Cresco went up there and Cresco got manhandled by Rushford-Peterson. And, what's the key? What's the secret there? Well, Rushford-Peterson, they'll play anybody, any place, anytime. I mean, they take on everybody, and they get good enough to play against them.
Abby Red misses the first free throw. Second free throw is up and good as well. 62-48 the score as Hartman makes the layup on the other end as Hartman gets the bucket to go at 62-50, and that is going to be it. Mason City moves on to the regional semifinals, and a very good January and February for the Decorah girls basketball team comes to a close with a loss here in the regional semifinals. 62-50 the score. Mason City wins it here tonight. Mason City was led tonight by 28 points from Mackenzie Meyer. 9 points on the night for Peterson, 3 points for Walters, 6 points for Rachel Danielson, 5 points for Jacqueline Ryer, 3 points for Hannah Factor, 3 points for Kayla Till, and 1 point for Bailey Baker. Decorah led by Taylor Skring tonight, 19 points. Sandra Zidlicki, 16 points. 5 points tonight for Abby Hudson, 3 points for Isabel Iverson, 2 points for Sarah Zidlicki, and 2 points for Kayla Quandall.